Hello, my family, my Litecoin family, my crypto family. It is February 5th, Sunday at 10 o'clock. I hope you're doing great out there. You are so fortunate to be here if you're part of this crypto movement and the way of decentralization. You guys are so fortunate to be here. We are still early adopters for you guys that don't know. We are probably right here on this curve, and we're going to have the third and fourth innings are coming, and it's going to be amazing. And if you're here now, in maybe at 10 years, you will be thanking me for if you start getting involved in this space. Time will tell, but I guarantee that cryptos are going to survive this, even this bear market, even if it's a Great Depression that's coming up. Some things going on in the chart, you guys, that I really wanted to touch base with. The Dixie right now, I wanted to show you guys this. This is something that's a little bit concerning, right? Because where I'm getting this buy on the Lux algo right now. And you can see this wedge, the squeeze right now is starting to break out. And so what does that mean like for all other equities and cryptos? That means that we're having a little bit of a pullback probably. In Litecoin, you can kind of see that we've actually broken back down into this rising wedge, which is not super great. And we are getting a sell on the 4 hour. On the daily, we still have a strong buy. So I wouldn't get too crazy and start selling all my Litecoin, right? On the daily, we are getting some bearish divergences. So I did want to bring that to you guys' attention. ETH is not really showing us anything. Bitcoin, we're having this slight bullish divergence, but it's not really anything that's too crazy that I would you know I would go off of just individually. So let's look at some more indicators, you guys. I hope you guys love cryptos. The SPY right now. So the things that are good, okay, the bullish case right now is that we have the SPY S&P 500 is breaking out of this descending wedge, and the price target is like the top of the wedge. So it's pretty high. It's like all-time highs, right? If this is actually going to break out all-time highs. So we are looking at this, and the charts are pointing towards a bullish move here. Is especially for the all equities and cryptos. I think the real question here is the dollar going to continue its breakout? Is this going to be a weekly bull flag, right? Like, because yeah, the dollar peaked out and now fell down, but what's really going on in macroeconomics, right? Like, what's going on in the world? We did just get this crazy jobs report. Well, how come we got this crazy monster jobs report if the economy's slowing? A couple theories that I have in my head is that they cook the books, right? They cook the books, they cook the jobs report. They want to make it seem like it's better than it is. I think that they don't count government jobs anymore. They don't count a lot of a lot of metrics that they used to count back in the day. So I don't really put that much faith in this whole jobs report. And it also means that the Fed is probably not going to pivot, or they're going to keep on their path because they haven't seen these numbers come down. This jobs report is actually disastrous for traders that are hodlers. Uh, Traders don't really care, right? We just want to try to trade, but for the hodlers and the long-term investors, and especially in equities and cryptos, this is actually a really bad thing for us. We actually wanted to see the jobs report come down. Yeah, it's good for the economy, but now what they're doing is that they're counting everybody with the part-time job. If you have 3 part-time jobs, that's 3 full-time jobs. And so they just add that to the books. So, okay, we got 3 full-time jobs added, right? So that's how they get these numbers, these cookbooks. There's no way that this is actually like a real thing, you guys. I really don't think it is. I mean, they might have, and they also created like a bunch of more government jobs. So back in the day, government jobs were not even counted. And they also count like your Uber, late night, 2 hours a day, Uber driving. That's a full-time job. They count, all the part-time waitress jobs. They count like that's a full-time job. Anything that you guys are trying to do to survive right now, that's being added. If you have to have 3 jobs, then those are 3 full-time jobs, and then we put it on the books, right? So we'll see what's happening here. The SPY is breaking out, so that's really good sign for all equities, especially Litecoin and Bitcoin. A lot of cryptos are going to benefit for this from this move as well. If this is actually going to play out, Bitcoin right now is looking like it's retesting this trend line. So if we can hold this trend line, you guys, if we can hold, I would say the lowest I would like to see it go. It depends on how long it just bounces around on this trend line. But if we actually, bounce around, and then break up, that's super good. Okay, so we're going to be watching this trend line, you guys. We can't fall back in here just like Litecoin did. We can't fall back in here. Litecoin falling back in here is giving me some thought that it might come down and touch this bottom of this wedge right here. And that's sitting at about $81, and that's kind of what I thought my trade was going to be anyway. Is at $81. I was going to pick up some more. When we hit this level, though, rising wedges typically break down, you guys. So this is actually a bearish formation. Doesn't have to break, doesn't have to break down. It did actually break up. It was like this false breakout. If we actually rip in the next couple days, so like if tomorrow comes out and we actually get back above this line, then I would say this is a confirmation, and we can put it in a trade. We're going to ride this thing higher. Okay. The rest of the economy has to kind of cooperate too. So the stock market has to cooperate, and other correlating asset classes have to cooperate. The interesting thing is silver now. Silver is getting monkey hammered, you guys, and it's actually breaking. If you guys notice, this is kind of the same chart as Litecoin, right? So silver is kind of just doing this like rising wedge too, and the bottom of it is, around this like $18-19 mark, you guys. So I'm actually been looking forward to picking up some more silver here on this dip. I've been hoping this thing was actually going to break down so I could get swoop some more up. Buy things when they're cheap, you guys, when they go on sale. If this is actually a confirmed breakout, then we're going to buy the dips, because in a bull market you buy the dips. In a bear market you don't buy the dips. You have to wait for a reversal, or you short the rips. So that's how we play this. You guys can make money going either direction here. I'm sorry, my voice is cracking. Salute you guys. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Be safe. This is just going to be a quick update. I wanted to show you guys some of the things. Like, I'll go in some more Litecoin real quick. The cipher again on the 4-hour is actually showing some pretty bearish divergences. So we do expect that we're going to actually continue this move down for Litecoin. The SPY, I'm still hoping that it's going to retest. So even on a pullback here, it has some room now actually to break down and to retest the top of this wedge. If you guys miss this breakout, then this is where we're gonna go get in. Okay, if we come back into this wedge, not so great. But again, if we show some support here and then we continue up, that's a really good sign for everything else. And it would be more confident moving forward with cryptos, and start dollar cost averaging on these little dips. Okay, so that's how we're going to play this. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Some of the things I'm seeing in the charts, if you guys have any questions, where I get a lot of my answers is from Bulkowski. I hope you guys have seen this before, but how do you know? If you want to go into chart patterns, there's this website. I'll link it down the description below. But if you guys, if you see any, if you can recognize the pattern, then you can look it up on Bulkowski's pattern guide, and see what we're in. So right now we're in a descending broadening wedge, right? So this is kind of what we're looking at, and this thing usually breaks up. So We'll see. Let me see what's the average it breaks up here. Um, there's like an 1835. It usually breaks out 62% of the time. Okay, and 83% of the time it actually meets the price target. So that means that this thing 83% of the time it comes up here and meets the price target. So this is actually a pretty bullish formation, you guys. Bitcoin and Litecoin are in these kind of like macro bullish formations, you guys. This is Litecoin, right? On the daily, this is actually a really bullish formation. And we can expect if you take all these lines, I can, erase some of them. I'm not going to erase them, but I'll get a fresh chart, I guess, eventually. I know it's getting pretty drawn on here, but you can kind of see the target right here, you guys. If we come back, even if we come back down, and then, even if we retest this, if we go all the way back down to 53, then we might have to, probably have some conversations. But if we come back down a little bit and then come back up, and then, this is the halving coming up too. So I would expect, you guys, that we're going to, get a nice rip for the halvings. Usually this is the last halvings, right? So we had this huge rip up until, not quite the halving, and we kind of started dumping into the halving, but there was an initial rally here. And so are we in the middle of this rally for Litecoin? I would say there's a very good chance, you guys. There's a very good chance that this bearish pattern right here, that it doesn't actually play out the full course here. I mean, it could. You have to prepare for the worst case. The worst case is this like $55. If we start breaking below that, then we'll have to talk about some like macro level structure that's getting broken. The other thing I wanted to go into is so Bitcoin, right? This is stock to flow. You guys are probably familiar with this chart, but this basically has only existed, right, during the most heavily printed, the Fed is printing the most money. This is the most incredible bull market, environment for Bitcoin. Okay. During the macroeconomic. So like, we had the 2008 housing crisis. Basically from there, we've been in a bull market on the Nasdaq and the S&P. We've been, and the money printers have been on, right? So like we've been pumping this whole time that during this time, Bitcoin's life, basically. We haven't seen Bitcoin in a true recessionary, depressionary situation, because we haven't seen that in a really long time anyway. But, this has existed during the most bullish money printing that the US has ever done, right? So is this going to continue? Traditionally speaking, if you buy on this green area, you basically have to wait like sometimes 2.5 years until the peak, right? So right now we're in the green. If this chart holds true, and I think it's going to, I think we're going to have an overcorrection here, you guys, and we're going to go way past 100,000 on this next run. So in like 2 years, 2025 ish, somewhere in that range, we're going to have a blow off top. And I think that it's going to be, I would say at least 140, 150,000 on the next blow off top. And I would expect that because I think we're going to correct this. We kind of overshot over here, and now we're undershooting this. And so we'll see what happens, you guys. I'm really optimistic for Bitcoin. I'm a long-term bull. I do like to play some of these shorter term games just to kind of add to my bags and stuff. But I do have a hodl bag, so I would recommend, if you guys don't have any cryptos, get some Bitcoin first, and then start diversifying into some other coins. But get Bitcoin first, you guys. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Ethereum is also, get some Ethereum, get some Litecoin. I like some Sheeb. Silver, gold is always a really good play too. So you guys be smart out there. This video's gone on long enough. Again, check out my channel, litecoinlawton.com. I hope you guys have a blessed night. Litecoin Lawton out.